What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the It Takes Two review scores that we are now seeing. So they are out in the public. They came out probably just a few hours ago from the time this video is going to go live, and I'm very impressed by it. I always stand on my what I've said in the past with that I don't really care all that much about what critics say, and I mean that as in, like, I've made my decision. I do make my decisions for a lot of these games far before anybody says anything about them, like critic-wise. And, if the game gets completely derailed because of critic scores, I mean, I guess I will, give it the light of day. But for the most part, it's not going to make or break, not at least the majority of the time, not make or break whether I'm going to buy or not buy a game. With that being said, the review scores here are very encouraging. I'm very happy with a lot of the stuff that I've personally read, so I try to read through as many of the reviews as possible, but the game is getting insanely high scores, and it's kind of moving up over time. Now, maybe it'll, and I'm sure it will, it'll go back down, but right now, when I'm recording this, which is just a few hours before you guys may see it, it's got a 90 on Metacritic, a 90, based off of 21 sites, so that's not a lot. It'll probably get into the 50, 60, 70 sites probably by the time it's over. So that number will I would imagine it would come down. It probably won't go up. And then also on OpenCritic, which is a kind of different one. It sometimes takes into account different critics than what Metacritic does. It's got an 87 right now. So again, pretty darn high overall. Now, I did read a Polygon one that didn't give it a score, but actually seemed like it really hated the game. So I don't know what's going on over there. I mean, I would not be surprised if the Polygons, the PC gamers, the IGNs, although I think IGN, I don't know if IGN actually has reviewed it yet, or at least it's not on Metacritic yet, but some sites that I know about, have appeared on Metacritic. So, besides, honestly, I would say besides Polygon, all I've seen is pretty much positive. I would say the general statement of this game is that it is the levels are surprisingly good and fun. And this was something that, now again, does it really matter to me all that much about what they're saying? No, but we did talk about, actually I think like a week ago, we talked about kind of my final thoughts about this game before it released. And one of the things I was curious on is they really make it seem like all of these levels, that we kind of know, they're all going to be very, very different. And the question is, well, when games do that, sometimes some levels become kind of, they're not good. You know what I mean? Because then you can kind of say, okay, well, what were some of your favorite levels? And you have maybe some very clear favorites. You have like a middle tier, and then you have like, oh yeah, these levels just flat out sucked, or these gameplay mechanics for this level suck, stuff like that. You know what I mean? That happens quite often because it's I would say it's hard to make. I mean, I think there's like 20 plus. I think there's maybe, I actually don't even know how many levels. I think they said specifically, but there's easily over 20 different levels, which means like 20 very sophisticated kind of gameplay things that are changing in this game. And everybody, literally every single one that I read of the review said, except for I guess Polygon, said that the gameplay is easily the shining star, that it never lets up. It's always fun. It's always entertaining. It's an insanely good co-op game, which makes me very happy. And I've told the story before. My wife and I, when we were dating across the country, and I mean we were really far. She was on the farthest you can go west. I was on the close to the farthest you could go east. And the first game we played together was A Way Out, and it was obviously the same deal. I got the game. You get the free code. You play it with somebody else, and we played A Way Out. It was like a bonding experience for us. It was really cool. It's always going to hold a very special place in my heart and always be like a special memory to both of us. And we are very, like, my wife doesn't do that many games. She does. She's definitely a gamer for sure. But, this is a game that we are both very much looking forward to playing with each other. We cannot wait. So to see that really it does seem like the two best things, like kind of agreed upon by everybody, is the gameplay is very fun, very diverse and different, and it doesn't have those lulls. There's not like levels where you say, oh yeah, this sucks, or like this gameplay really takes a nosedive. No, it's very consistent, and it's not just even consistent, it's consistently high, which makes it very, very exciting. And then again, the co-op stuff, I think GamesBeat, I don't know who reviewed it for GamesBeat, but GamesBeat said that they would put it in the same tier as like Portal 2 in terms of cooperative play. That is quite that's quite the saying. That's quite the accomplishment, because Portal 2 is one of the best games I think ever created. That game is just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So to put this game in that tier, now I don't know if that's true. That is quite a jump. Okay, I don't know how you guys feel about Portal, but I know I feel quite high on Portal 2. But again, that's a really good thing. The only thing I saw that was negative, and this fluctuated. So I think what I noticed is the scores that were, there's a lot of 10s, by the way, or like 100s. So the scores that were 10s, the scores that were 9.5s, the scores that were 9, I would say it probably stopped there. They pretty much just had all good things to say, and a lot of them really like connected with and thought that the story and how the story was presented was very, very good. Now, what I did notice is as you drop in scores, and this is where I think this is what you can read into it, as the scores dropped, the thing that was the weakness that a lot of sites pointed out was the story, was how the story was delivered, and was about, I guess, the impact of the story, that it wasn't all that, amazing. Polygon really hated the story, I can tell you guys that, but in general, that's where it fluctuated. So to me, again, these are just a group of, right now, 21 individuals. Again, there's probably a few more, and as the days go on, there'll obviously be more. But what I can read into it is it does seem like there is, again, like a unanimous decision, or like, that they have their vote of confidence, that they all agree on the positives, and then the one thing that's kind of the thing that kind of goes up and down depending on the scores is how the story is delivered and what the story is. So, that sucks a little bit. A Way Out, I actually think, had a pretty underrated story. It's not the greatest thing of all time, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters of Leo and Vincent. My wife and I still sometimes talk about them. At this point in time, we kind of tend to laugh about them because of certain decisions we made when playing them. I think the story is underrated, but I do think it also could have been a little bit better. So, was I going into this game expecting like a revolutionary story or like a next tier story? Not really, and so I guess we'll have to see. I mean, I'm obviously going to be playing it over the next couple days. Like, I'll have my own. I'll probably do a review of my own, so I'll break it all down for you guys as well. But I would say I'm kind of going in probably for the same reason that maybe the majority of people are going into it. That it's, well, number one, it's just a new game, and I mean, how often can you say that so far? That here we are, late March. How many times have you said, "Oh, there's a new game out this week"? Not many times. Secondly, is because of the co-op stuff. And it does look really fun. The story to me definitely is a secondary thing. Although I do, we have a daughter, and so I do I do like the idea of, these two married, individuals that are going through a divorce, and they're kind of put into this world and forced to work together, and like, will they, and I had the theory, like, will they, at the end of the game, still divorce each other? Like, say, okay, that was a really fun adventure, but you know what? It really does just not work with us. We're done. Like, does it kind of go a little bit more dark, but maybe realistic in that way? Or does it kind of have a positive thing where maybe this, the adventures they go through bring them together and they don't get divorced and they kind of live happily ever after? So, that kind of stuff does actually speak to me and like my family situation. So like, I feel like there's a lot of potential there. We'll have to see if they actually, for me, we'll have to see if they, kind of come through with that. But it seems like for the reviewers that have played it so far, some of them it's connected with, some of them it hasn't. And that's okay. That's, that's the human nature. That's what's going to happen, right? So let me know, guys, in the comments below. I mean, here we are. We're on Wednesday. Game comes out on Friday, just a few more days away. So let me know what you guys think about this game. Are you going to buy it? All that stuff in the comments. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. I'm going to have a bunch of videos. It'll probably be on the main channel. We are going to live stream this game Friday on the main channel, but also probably Sunday on this channel. So again, make sure you're subscribed and have the bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. Sunday, there'll be a normal video, and then there'll probably be a live stream of us playing this game, okay? Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on tomorrow's video.